What's up, everybody? It's time for another week of NFL predictions. Getting into week 12. Let's not talk about week 11 a lot. That was horrible. My worst week ever. Went 3-10. I got everything wrong that was there to be gotten wrong at all. Horrible. Still have a positive record overall, but that week we will all just agree to forget, I believe. So first of all, I hope you're all having a great Thanksgiving. We got 3 Thursday games this week, which of course are the traditional, the Lions, and we have the Cowboys. And it's probably going to be a really good day. Hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving meals. But let's get into those games. So first we have the Bears at the Lions. Of course, one of the traditional games. I'm going to pick the Chicago Bears. Now, they've been looking really strong, and they're growing more and more on me as the favorite to actually win the division. With the Vikings sort of struggling and the Bears just won. So they're also going to beat the Detroit Lions, I believe. It's a better team. Overall, their defense has been emerging more and more. Bears over the Lions. Redskins, Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys, I don't know how, but they keep weaseling their way to wins. And likely a division title now that Alex Smith got hurt, which was horrible, but that looked just bad. Looked like Joe Theismann with his broken leg, but he's out for the season. And the Cowboys are going to beat the Redskins because of that, specifically. And the Redskins, if they're going to make the playoffs, they're not going to go anywhere. That was not only Alex Smith's season, but that was unfortunately also the Redskins season. Cowboys over the Redskins. And finally, we have the Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. Used to always be, well, the last few times, used to be a fantastic game, high scoring. But the Saints are probably very easily taking this. With Drew Brees, he just doesn't seem to want to score less than 40 points these days. And he's making a clear call for MVP. Saints should beat the Falcons somewhat easily, specifically in New Orleans. Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. I guess important divisional game. I'm going to pick the Bengals. I think they're just more prepared. They're more ready. And they're more stable organization right now. Browns are definitely coming up. They had their best season already in quite a few years, but the Bengals are going to beat them. 49ers and the Buccaneers. I'm not sure which one of those teams has more quarterback troubles right now. 49ers at least have a somewhat stable starter, I guess, Nick Mullins now. With the Buccaneers are sitting there with the veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick and first overall pick Jameis Winston, and they're both just trying to outdo each other in turning the football over. So I don't know what they're even doing. I don't know who's starting for the Buccaneers. Right now, I still have no clue. And I'm going to pick the 49ers because I think they're just better coached. I think Kyle Shanahan can outcoach most people in the league in terms of play calling. He just hasn't had the talent and has been kind of unfortunate with the injuries that he's been getting on his offense. But I think he can still make stuff happen. And Niners over the Buccaneers here. Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills is next. I'll take the Jaguars. Both teams not playing well. Jaguars severely underperforming, but they should be able to beat the Bills. Oakland Raiders and the Baltimore Ravens. Raiders somehow managed to beat the Cardinals last week, which was weird, which now means that the race for first overall pick is still on, because the Raiders also now have 2 wins, and they are going to keep 2 wins, though they're not going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens actually won, which I didn't predict. Lamar Jackson did start, and he set an NFL record in his first ever start for most rushing attempts by a quarterback in a single game at like 27. That was really crazy, and it worked. So clearly caught him by surprise, and the Ravens won a close one over Cincinnati. And they're also going to beat Oakland. Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. I'll take the Panthers. Probably going to be a close game the way those teams have been looking this year. But I'm going to trust in Carolina to get it done because they're making their race for the playoffs. And they need to keep up with the Saints there, which is a really hard thing to do. But second spot in the division, and the NFC South is a pretty strong division. Patriots and the Jets. The Patriots should easily take this one. Jets they're just not looking that stable. Sam Darnold has been hurt, and then they had a bye week, and I don't know what's going on. They're facing Bill Belichick, and when you face Bill Belichick, you lose. So, easily Patriots. Giants and the Eagles. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, the Giants are still pretty bad, even though Eli Manning has been playing better recently since his starting role kind of really got in jeopardy. He's had one of the better passer ratings in the league since then, last like 3 or 4 games. But I think the Eagles are going to win it. They lost a close one to the Cowboys, but they now should start to feel the urgency to even make the playoffs in this season, and they're going to start by beating the Giants for sure. Cardinals and the LA Chargers. Yeah, Chargers are going to win this. Very simple. Phillip Rivers is just better. Josh Rosen is a rookie. And the entire team, the defense is a lot stronger than the Cardinals. And the Chargers do need to keep up with Kansas City. Kansas City just dropped a loss. So they're going to have to win games like the Cardinals. There's no way around that. Miami Dolphins at the Colts. Colts had an impressive showing. They beat the Titans, and they beat them clearly. Andrew Luck went for the 5th straight game without taking a sack. That's unheard of. That's insane. That O-line is immensely valuable for the Colts. And Andrew Luck is playing a fantastic season. He's going to beat the Miami Dolphins for sure. Steelers at the Broncos. What a game that was for Pittsburgh and Jacksonville. Big Ben with that last second touchdown, that incredible drive. I can't really say that they deserved winning this game, but they end up pulling it out, so congrats to the Steelers there. I believe they're also going to be the Broncos. Broncos aren't looking too good. Not making the many waves this year, and the Steelers have gotten gradually better and better. Throughout the season, they're going to beat the Broncos. Packers at the Vikings. This could be a close game. I think this is another case of Aaron Rodgers against the world, but I don't think he can get it done against the Vikings. They're just overall a stronger team everywhere, and the Packers are one of the worst teams in the league, hands down, without Aaron Rodgers. And even with Aaron Rodgers, they're not that good this year, and I don't think they can do it in the Vikings. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs right now. The Packers are not going to make the playoffs with the Bears and the Vikings in that division. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry for Aaron Rodgers, but it's just not in the cards this year. And lastly, we have the Titans and the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans right now, no one has really been talking about this team since early in the season. Now, all of a sudden, they're at 7-3. And they got JJ Watt healthy. I recently made a video about him and his great comeback season, if you want to check that out. And they got Deshaun Watson, and they got DeAndre Hopkins, who is a monster. And they're looking really good, and they're going to beat the Titans, because the Titans, they beat the Patriots. That was a good showing. But then their inconsistency showed up again and took a loss to the Colts. And a pretty decisive one as well. So the Texans, they are sniffing it now. They're having aspirations. They're going to win that division, very likely. Especially with the Jaguars being so weak this year. They're at 3-7 or something, so not competition even. Texans going to make the playoffs. Texans going to win this game, and they're looking to do great stuff. So I've mentioned the Chiefs and the Rams already. Those are the two teams that faced off on Monday night last weekend. And they're both going into bye week, and a deserved bye week it is. What a game that was. That was crazy. Now, I got it wrong. I had the Chiefs. Rams ended up winning by 3 points, but it was the first game in NFL history with both teams scoring over 50 points. Crazy game. I think Patrick Mahomes had 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Just insane. Exactly what I've been expecting, and I want this to be the Super Bowl. If you're just a fan of football and you're not pulling for another team in that discussion, you probably want this to be the Super Bowl. Either that or maybe the Saints and the Chiefs, but what an amazing game that was. And it's going to be hard to top Super Bowl from last year with the Patriots and the Eagles. That was a great game. But if anyone can do it, it's Andy Reid and Sean McVay. And if this is going to end up being the Super Bowl, my God, what a great game that was. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. They unfortunately weren't able to play it in Mexico City because of the field conditions, so they moved it to LA. But NFL is planning to have another game in Mexico City next year, so hopefully that's going to happen. But amazing game. Just shout out to both teams. Fantastic entertainment. Game of the season. And Pat Mahomes, Jared Goff, the whole team, both of those offenses are just amazing. And I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of that and them meeting again in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. So, thank you for watching. That is week 12 of the NFL. Predictions in the books. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, what you would have picked differently. And we can discuss that in the comments of this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. I've been Alex, and I will see you in the next video. Later.